everybody. My name is Mike. Two Bears, Mato Nupa, Alaska flute maker. Here today to introduce you to the flute, do a little bit of lessons on how to play the flute. The Native American style flute is the third oldest instrument in the world, preceded only by the drum and the rattle. Flutes can traditionally have anywhere from 2 to 8 holes. Mine have 6. Another thing about the Alaska flutes that I make is none of them are tuned to the key of G, the key of F. I just make the flute and tune it to itself, and that's how we go. So if you've purchased a Alaska flute and want to learn how to play it, or maybe you have a flute that's been sitting in the closet for so long and you want to pull it out and start playing with it, that's what we're here for today. So when you pick up the flute, you'll notice the fetish. Now the fetish is lined up to the hole. The fetish can move. When you put the fetish on, you want to line it up to the hole. So if you take the fetish off, which you should do every time you go to play the flute. Sound holes, what happens is the air comes here, up in this, underneath the fetish and across the sound hole, and creates a pressure wave that rides down that tube really fast and slows down the further down it goes. So you'll take your fetish, line it up pretty close to that hole right there, take your lanyard, and I just put it right over the top, pinch it on the sides to kind of hold it in place, wrap it, tie it on, give it a little cinch, make sure that when you're done it's all lined up. Next step is just to blow in it. See if it'll sound. Find the voice of the flute. Sounds good. Now let's talk about levels of blowing into the flute. You're going to get what you put into the flute. That's what you'll get out of it. If I blow soft and easy, if I blow a medium tone, or if I overblow. So there's 3 tones, and what we're going to shoot for is that medium tone. Be confident, don't be afraid of the flute. When people pick up instruments and they start playing for the first time, they're a little apprehensive. Don't worry about it. People hear the flute, and no matter what happens, they always enjoy the sounds. So just get to that tone. The next step is to take your fingers, put them over the holes, 3 and 3. Now when most people grab the flute, they tend to want to do this with the tips of their fingers, and that just doesn't work. What you want to do is you want to put the pads of your fingers on the hole and press down, and if you press down hard enough just to look, you're not always pressing it this much. And then turn your fingers and you can see where the holes are, and you want them right on the pads. Now if one of my fingers is not quite over that hole correctly and I try and blow on it, it just doesn't sound right. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get our pads on those holes, get them good and covered, and just go for that medium tone. Nice. Good, solid, low tone, which is what we would expect. Once again, if my fingers aren't quite covering, Move your fingers around till you find that medium tone. There you go. When you get to that point, you can start having fun. And join me on lesson 2 on what to do after that. Thanks for joining. Alaska Flute Maker here today. Thanks.